Yeah, hi. Today we'll discuss positive and negative integers. So these are the basic definitions that one should know before starting the preparation. Now, what is positive integer? We have seen natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. Then comes the positive integers. So the positive integers will start from 1, 2, 3, 4, so on up to infinity. Right? So positive integers are exactly same as natural numbers. Right? Positive integers and natural numbers are both same. Now, negative integers. What are negative integers? Negative integers are -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. Okay. So let's say if I look at number line, we'll discuss this in the later stages. Now, what exactly is number line? You can just think of it as an x-axis, right? So if I think of number line or the x-axis, this is how the integers will be marked. What are positive integers? Positive integers are starting from 1 and so on and so forth. Similarly, these are positive integers. Negative integers are from 1, -1, -2, so on. These are negative. So that leaves us with 0. 0, remember, is very important in from the perspective of the test. A lot of questions are asked around 0. So 0 is neither positive nor negative. Neither positive nor negative. Okay. So that's why sometimes they can use words like non-positive and non-negative integers. Now, what is non-positive? Non-positive, so we have seen the numbers are, we can say that they are divided into three types: positive, negative, and neither. Non-positive is something which is not positive, right? So they will include 0 and negative. Remember, this is important. When they say non-positive, remove the positive. You have 0 and negative. Similarly, if they say non-negative, right? So you have something which is not negative, that is 0 and positive. Okay, so these kind of differences are important to be noted. Now, like I said, this is an important, you can say this is a favorite child of the exam. A lot of times it is tested. Integer for sure. Yeah, 0 is even, this we'll see later. Yeah, this we'll see later. Now, we have seen this is neither positive nor negative. Divisible by all integers or multiples of all numbers. Again, we'll see this later. This is again important. You can make a note, and when we come to the even and odd and factors and divisors, we'll go into more depth. Now, so these are some basic things that we'll need to remember. Anything positive and positive, if you add two positives, you'll always end up getting a positive. So for example, if I say 3 plus 2, okay, I'll get 5, which is positive. Now similarly, if I'm saying negative plus negative, if I add -2 and -3, so what will this be? -3 and -2, which is -5, right? So this will be negative. So these two are clear. Okay, important is when you add positive plus negative, what will you get? A positive or a negative? Let us see. So I'm saying positive and negative. Let's say if I say positive is 2 and negative, I've taken it as negative. Positive is 3 and -2. So you will see that the answer is 1, which is positive, let's say. Now what happens? So here positive, value of positive is greater than the value of negative. Now let us change. Let us say positive is 2 and negative is this, negative 3. So if I solve, I get the answer as negative 1. So it will depend on which has the more magnitude, right? In first case, 3 is of more magnitude, and in second case, 3 is more magnitude but of the negative sign. In this case, plus 3 is higher value, and this 3 is higher value with a negative, so you will get negative and positive. So you cannot really say when you're adding a positive and negative, you're going to get a negative or a positive value. So you can make note of all of this. Yeah. Then product of two positives is always positive. Let's take the same example. 3 into 2 is 6. The next one is negative into negative. Let's say negative 3 times negative 2 is positive. We all know that if two negatives multiply, they end up being a positive, right? Now similarly, if I have one negative and one positive, I will get a negative for sure. So even odd number of negatives, you will get a negative. Even number of negatives, you will get a positive, right? So negative into positive again will be negative. So you must be clear of all of this. Just a revision. Again, positive upon positive is still positive, whatever is the value. Positive upon negative, same. Negative upon positive, again same. Negative upon negative is, here negative gets cancelled, so I get positive. Again, make sure you write all of this if you're not clear. We'll solve two examples. The first one is how many of the positive integers less than 2, less than 25, sorry. So we have positive integers less than 25 are 2 less than integral multiples of 4. 2 less than integral multiples of 4. So let us write what are the multiples of 4, positive multiples. So let's say 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 and so on. But we want 2 less than the integer multiples of 4. So 2 less than this. So it's 4 minus 2, 8 minus 2, 12 minus 2 and so on, right? Now, if I solve this, I get 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22, 26 and so on. The question is asking how many positive integers less than 25. So less than, we are only bothered about less than 25, so this goes out. Are 2 less than this. So we'll need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So our answer is going to be 6. There are 6 multiples of 4 less than 25, like 2 less than multiples of 4 which are less than 25. Okay. One more question we'll solve. If the product of 6 integers is negative, okay, so some 6 values are there and their product is negative. So let us say, let us have 6 dashes. This is a negative value. At most. Now what is at most? At most means maximum. At least means minimum, right? At most, how many negative integers can be there? Okay. So for this to be negative, we have seen you should be having odd number of negative terms, right? So out of 6, think about this. If you have all positive, you will never get a negative value, right? You should be having at least one negative value. So let us jot down all the cases, 1 negative and 5 positive. So will give me a negative value. I hope this is clear to everyone. The second case is if I have not 2, if I have 2 negative, 4 positive, I'll get positive value, right? I have to have a negative value. So I have to look at 3 negative and 3 positive. So still I'll get a negative value. And the last case is I can have 5 negative and 1 positive. Still I'll get a negative value. So hope this is clear. We have 3 cases. Now at most, how many of the integers can be negative? So maximum integers that can be negative is in case 3, which is 5. Okay, so that's about it. In the next session, we'll discuss about even and odd numbers. Thank you.